Ethan, I'm going to be your grandmother.
I'm a mom now that can say my child was murdered. It wasn't a car accident. It wasn't, COVID, a sickness. He murdered my baby for trying to leave.
After getting out of prison, Samara Smith appeared determined to leave her past behind. Life started moving fast once she came home. Within months, she was pregnant and building a life with her boyfriend, 21-year-old Cameron Walker. Online, the couple looked happy, young, in love, and seemingly focused on starting over. But according to people close to them, the relationship behind closed doors looked nothing like the pictures they posted for social media. Friends claimed the relationship had allegedly become toxic, controlling, and emotionally exhausting. Samara was reportedly trying to distance herself from Walker as the arguments and tension between them continued to grow. The image they presented online was allegedly just that, an image, because in reality, people close to the couple said the relationship was already falling apart long before tragedy struck. What Samara thought was the beginning of a fresh start would ultimately become the final chapter of her life. The same woman who walked out of prison hoping for a second chance would never truly get the opportunity to fully rebuild before her life was cut tragically short. Welcome to the American Crime Femicide channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future uploads. Samara was the type of young woman who looked like she was trying to outrun her mistakes before they permanently swallowed her whole. A biracial girl from Murray, Kentucky who liked having fun, hanging with friends, and doing what a lot of teenagers do before life starts handing out adult consequences. But unlike most people her age, Smith learned early that one bad decision can reroute your entire future. Back in 2023, she was arrested for burglary. Not petty trouble. Not some little disorderly conduct charge people laugh off after a weekend in county. This was serious enough to put her in front of a judge who basically told a 19-year-old girl, "Congratulations, your early 20s now belong to the state of Kentucky." And prison did what prison does. It aged her mentally, humbled her, forced her to sit still with herself. While other girls her age were posting brunch photos and shaking ass in vacation outfits, Samara was counting days, praying for parole, and trying not to mentally collapse inside a jail cell. But somehow, she kept hope alive. And when she was finally released early, she walked out those jail doors like somebody being reborn.
I know you're
Oh.
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 We're gonna go back. Take this stuff you can show up to. You happy?
Yeah. Hey, babe, I'm dying.
Oh.
Her family celebrated. She celebrated. Even Samara herself later admitted she felt grateful to simply be free. Because after nearly losing years of her life to the system, freedom suddenly felt like luxury. But life has a funny way of speeding up the second people think they finally caught a break. Because shortly after getting released, Smith found out she was pregnant by her boyfriend, and you could tell she had mixed emotions about it. She was happy, but also realistic. The girl had barely unpacked from prison before life handed her a baby shower invitation. She wanted time to breathe, time to enjoy freedom, time to figure out who she even was outside a correctional facility. But instead, she jumped straight into motherhood. And honestly, she tried to make the best of it. She documented everything online like thousands of young women do now. Apartment shopping, decorating her baby's room, pregnancy updates, talks about mental health, talks about faith, talks about being a former felon trying to rebuild her life. She leaned heavily into Christianity, social media, and the idea of becoming a better version of herself. By late 2025, Samara had practically turned her TikTok into a "God gave me a second chance" testimony tour, and people rooted for her because the transformation looked genuine. One minute she was inmate number whatever. The next she was posting gender reveal videos and announcing the name of her daughter, Samarah Nicole Walker.
I'm the mommy, and I think you're a boy, but I'm hoping you're a girl. As long as you're healthy, be a girl.
Hey, I'm the daddy, and I think you're a boy.
I'm the Gigi, and I already know what you are.
I'm the aunt, and I think it's a boy.
I'm the aunt, and I think it's going to be a boy.
I'm the friend, and I think it's a girl.
I'm the friend, and I think it's a girl.
Hi, I'm the best cousin, uncle. I think it's gonna be a boy.
Boy or girl, Charlie? Boy or girl, Charlie?
I'm the friend, and I think you're a precious little baby girl.
I'm the friend, and I think you're a girl.
I'm the one that tolerates Samara, and I think it's a boy.
I'm the cousin's girlfriend, and I think it's a boy.
I'm the friend, and I think it's a boy.
Grandmother, and I think it's a girl.
I think it's a boy.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm the friend, and I think it's going to be a girl.
I'm Samara's friend, I think it's gonna be a girl.
What do you think it's going to be?
I'm the friend, and I think it's going to be a boy.
I'm the friend, and I think it's going to be a girl, and she thinks it's going to be a boy.
I'm the cousin, and I think it's gonna be a boy.
I'm the cousin, I think it's gonna be a boy.
I'm the friend, and I think you're a boy.
I'm the friend, and I think you're gonna be a boy.
I'm the friend, and I think it's a boy.
3,
2, 1.
She even closed out the year reflecting on how far she had come with a post to her social media. Yesterday made 2 years since I got locked up for being at the wrong place at the wrong time. I was locked up from December 12, 2023 to April 1st, 2025. To say that I'm happy to be out of jail is an understatement. I got out on April 1st this year, and I'm currently on parole. I have stayed out of the way, done everything I needed to do so I can finally be finished with everything. I officially get off parole March 27, 2026, and I am absolutely so proud of myself to the fullest. I would say being in jail for a while was both a bad experience and a good experience as well. I met some amazing people, both inmates and guards. I worked my butt off in classes and working jobs in jail. I kept my faith in God, not always, but at the end of it all, I had faith. I got my 5 years down to a year. I got flopped 9 months on my first parole and was denied 3 times on probation. I will still sit here and say that the system is majorly messed up. For my first charge, my first absolute anything. This all started when I was 19 years old and officially ends when I'm 22 and will be 23 in 2026. Yes, I was at the wrong place at the wrong time, but to give the maximum of 5 years is insane. I worked and kept my head high to get out of jail and be mentally okay. God helped with most of it. Now I'm 22 years old with a beautiful daughter on the way, finally cutting everything off slowly that's bad for me, moving on from the old, and now starting my own family in life. I have my Zariah girl February 12, 2026, get off parole March 27, and I will be out of jail for a year on April 1st, 2026. This made my life so broken, so this means so much to me that I'm doing so good. To the friends and the guards I met in jail, thank you for everything you did for me and for giving me a chance, especially Callaway County Jail. They helped me so much, especially with the job they gave me. And honestly, reading those words now is brutal, because Samara truly believed she had survived the hardest chapter of her life already. She thought prison was the storm. Whole time, the real danger was sitting beside her smiling in family videos.
Look, Daddy's here. Okay, look, y'all. We're, 35 weeks? We're 35 weeks now. Thank you. We're 35 weeks. We have 4 more weeks left, or less. We go see her, well, I go see her 40 ultrasounds Wednesday because Daddy gotta go to work. And, yeah. 35 weeks, 4 weeks left. I'm probably gonna be a pain in the ass.
By early 2026, she and Cameron welcomed baby Zariah into the world. And from the outside looking in, Cameron looked supportive, smiling in pictures, standing beside Samara during the pregnancy, looking like another young father trying to get his life together. Social media especially loved selling that fantasy. 2 young parents, fresh start, beautiful baby, a little struggle love fairy tale for the timeline. But behind those filtered photos and family posts, people close to the couple allegedly knew the relationship was becoming toxic. Because according to those around them, Cameron had anger problems. and not the kind where somebody punches walls and cools off afterward. The kind that allegedly turned violent. Smith reportedly started realizing she did not want to raise a child inside chaos, which says a lot, because when a woman who survived prison decides her relationship feels more unsafe than a jail cell, that should probably tell everybody something. Friends claimed she wanted out. She wanted peace. She wanted to move on. But leaving controlling men is dangerous business, especially men who see relationships as ownership instead of partnership. To them, a breakup feels like disrespect. Rejection feels like humiliation. And some men would rather destroy a woman than accept she no longer wants them. And on April 26, Samara reportedly told Cameron it was over, that she no longer wanted to continue the relationship. Most adults hear that sentence, cry a little, maybe turn into future lyrics for a few months, then eventually move on. But according to investigators, Cameron allegedly responded by pulling out a knife and repeatedly stabbing the mother of his child, the same woman who had just spent the last year rebuilding her life, the same woman posting Bible verses, baby updates, and apartment videos online. Just like that, her fresh start became her final chapter.
Her loved ones say she followed every safety step, but it still wasn't enough. 22-year-old Samara Smith is being remembered not only for how she died, but how she fiercely fought for her life and the future of her daughter. I spoke with her mother, her best friend, and her cousin who believe sharing Samara's story could save lives and spark change in the laws that might protect others from the same fate.
She loved that baby. Zariah was her whole entire world.
Those closest to Samara Smith say being a mother wasn't just part of who she was. It defined her.
When she became a mom, she picked that role up and she never dropped it.
Her friends say that as devoted as she was a mom, she was also a loving sister, daughter, and friend.
There is nobody in this world that can even compare to her or her character.
They remember her as loving, funny, and full of life. A young woman who found joy in music, dancing, eating, and sharing her world online.
To the girl I love most in the whole world.
She had the most beautiful soul. She was such a character. Literally a kind, loving person.
But behind that light, friends and family say she was carrying a heavy burden, a relationship marked by a history of domestic abuse she fought to escape.
She knew she was in a bad situation, and the day that she got out of it, and she ended it, that should have ended it.
Just hours later, on April 26, Clarksville police were called to a stabbing on Stillwood Drive. Officers found Samara with multiple stab wounds. She was rushed to the hospital, but she did not survive. Investigators say her child's father, 21-year-old Cameron Walker, now faces a homicide charge.
I'm a mom now that can say my child was murdered. It wasn't a car accident. It wasn't, COVID, a sickness. He murdered my baby for trying to leave.
Her family says she did everything she could to stay safe.
But she had been at the Merriman house. She'd been going to counseling. She moved in with me, stayed with me full time. We got security. We did everything that we were told to do, and it still didn't work.
And in her final moments, her priority remained her daughter.
She fought for her baby until her last breath.
I just want to hold you all night long.
Now those who love Samara are speaking out, determined to turn grief into change.
I just would like to see just something changed. What we're doing now, it's not working. It's just not working.
And somehow the story becomes even more horrifying afterward, because Samara's mother, Brandy, later revealed that Cameron allegedly claimed Samara cut herself, as if a young mother repeatedly stabbed herself while gasping for air during a 911 call, as if grieving families are stupid, as if women's deaths always need some ridiculous alternate explanation before people admit the obvious. Brandy later spoke publicly about hearing the 911 audio, hearing her daughter fighting to breathe, and being forced to sit feet away from the man accused of killing her child in court, a pain no parent should ever experience. And the darkest part of this entire story is that Smith genuinely believed she was finally entering her best chapter. Fresh out of prison, new apartment, baby girl, almost off parole, a future. She thought she was finally rebuilding. But instead of celebrating birthdays, motherhood milestones, and freedom anniversaries, her family is now planning funerals and visiting cemeteries. Meanwhile, her infant daughter will grow up knowing her mother mainly through TikTok videos, old photos, and stories told by grieving relatives trying to keep Samarah's memory alive. Smith survived the justice system, survived incarceration, survived losing years of her youth, only to allegedly be killed by the man who was supposed to protect and love her. And now Cameron Walker sits accused of turning a young woman's second chance at life into a tragedy. May Samara Smith rest in peace.